Hey guys, it's Boris again, and there are just so many cool features in the Pepperstone Smart Tools set that I wanted to just do a little bit of an addendum and show you a couple of things that I had originally dropped off the list that I think are going to be very, very valuable for you in your trading arsenal. So in the mini terminal, there's this very interesting function called OCO breakout or OCO reversal, and you would get to it by clicking on this little clover, and you would get into the order type. And let's just sort of do the OCO breakout first. The way this thing works is very, very interesting. If you put the OCO breakout here against dollar yen right now, which is trading 12.58, you could say if the price, let's say, goes, if you can do it in price or pips. Let's just do it in pips to make it sort of interesting. Let's say if it goes 10 pips higher or 10 pips lower from this current price, right? You can set a fixed size. I'm going to do a very, very small lot. You can put a stop loss of pips, let's say 20 pips behind there, and you can put a take profit of pips of, let's say, 10 pips, right? And no trailing stop. Let's just keep it simple like this. And we're going to save this as a template. And what this is going to basically do is it's going to say, well, if the current price, we're sitting at a current price, but if the price either rises by 10 or falls by 10, follow the price. Follow the price, go trade it with a 20-point stop and a 10-point target. So let's just say we call this save template, we'll call it follow the price. And what it's going to do is if one side triggers, the other one is going to instantaneously disappear. I call it follow the price. Right, that's our template. We'll save it and we'll say it's okay. And then if we want to, we can actually place the order. So let's just place the order right now. So we're going to place the order, and you can see that the order now is placed. And if the price trades up to 67, it's going to be a buyer. If it trades down to 47, we're going to sell, and we're going to follow the flow. I actually should have probably called it follow the flow because I think it's a more accurate description. But what's very cool about it is the moment this particular, let's say if this rises to 67, the 47 entry is going to go away. We're going to have a stop loss on the 67. We're going to have a take profit on 67. Everything's going to be completely automatic. So bottom line is you can look at the chart. You think, oh, this is an interesting situation here. If it's going to break one way or the other, it's going to move. I don't want to participate. I don't have enough time to kind of watch the charts. Let me just lay this down. And you can lay this down, walk away, and the whole thing would be auto-managed for you. That's the beauty of the OCO breakout. Now, I'm going to just kill these orders here. Let's just kill them now because we're not going to trade the OCOs. Let me just show you the other way. What if you wanted to say, you know what? It's right now I'm shooting this around 12:30 New York afternoon. We're coming into the dead zone right now. Markets are really generally not going to move. So whatever breakouts they have, they're going to retrace. So how about we trade the reversal? So you could do the exact same thing on the opposite side. You could create a reversal script or a reversal template. So you're going to click on this clover again. We're going to go into OCO reversal, right? A reversion. They call it a reversion. And again, let's just do the same kind of a thing. If it trades up 10 pips, I'm a seller. If it trades down 10 pips, I'm a buyer. So 10 pips, both sides of the triangle, small lots, 0.1 size. We're going to put a stop loss in pips. Of course, you can put it in anything, in percent of equity, percent of balance, fixed price, whatever you want. But I'm just going to keep it simple. Put a stop loss at 20 and put a take profit at 10. Again, no trail stop, but I could end that trail stop here. And let's call this, fade the flow. Fade is a trading term meaning to go against the price. So we'll save this, right? Say it okay. And now we have a template that does fade the flow. And now if we want to place the order, we're going to just do the reverse of this. So if the dollar yen trades up to 12.69, we're sellers. If it trades down to 12.49, we're buyers of the same thing. And the beautiful thing here is, again, we don't have to manage it. We're done. It's all set up. It's a tremendously valuable, very useful trading technique. As a matter of fact, I'll be honest with you, this is what I do 90% of the time. I trade breakouts or I trade reversals depending on my feeling of the day and my flow, my analysis of price action. I mean, 90% of my trading skills can be satisfied with just very, very simple use of the mini terminal. So I hope you guys can find it very useful because not only does it allow you to preset levels, but it allows you to automatically set stops and targets and walk away from the screen and know that you will have your risk control managed and your take profits managed as well. Now, the second cool trick that I wanted to show you is the ability, and this is very unique because it's actually very hard. A lot of people really want this, and it's very hard to find it anywhere outside of the Pepperstone Smart Set tools. the ability to undock the chart, right? Here's dollar yen, and I like the dollar yen to kind of float up in the sky, not to be stuck in this little box of MT4. How do I do it? You click on the settings over here, and you have this opportunity here to undock the chart. So you can just click this, and actually it's undocked so much that I actually have to move it off screen. Just bear with me a second. So I brought the undocked charts back into view so you guys can actually see them. But you see how very cool it is? It's actually floating all the way around here. And I obviously can put it into, if I have multiple monitors here, which I do, but I don't want to simply take it off screen here. I can put it on there. It's really very useful. This is something that is very simple, but incredibly useful to multiple traders, because otherwise we're all stuck into this little tabular format and have to go click, 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 click to look at different chart formations. Of course, we all love to have, if you're like me and have 7 monitors in front of you, you want to be able to look at multiple charts all at once. This really creates a very, very useful, very vital thing. And if you want them to go right back to where they belong, if you want to just stick them right back into redocking, just hit redock charts, and now we're right back into our little envelope here of MT4. So you can undock and redock charts. Super simple, super easy, but also incredibly useful. Okay, another super useful trick that Mini Terminal has is something called smart trend lines. This is incredibly unique to Pepperstone and unbelievably valuable. I literally have never seen this anywhere else. Let me show you how this works. So if you're a visual trader like I am, and you're looking at the chart and you say, you know what? So I like this chart. I'm long dollar yen. You see I got long dollar yen while we were in pause here. And I want to basically, I know visually where I'm going to be wrong, where I'm going to be right, if I use trend lines, right? So let's say I create a trend line over here and say to myself, you know what? I think if prices kind of drop over here, I certainly want to lighten up half my position. And if prices drop even further, I want to lighten up even more of my position. So let me just simply put this over here. Let's just say if prices really drop somewhere around here, I want to lighten up the other half of my position. I want to be completely out, right? Because this gives me like a reasonable zone of exit that is within risk parameters, but also not so tight that I just get clipped out by random price action, right? It looks kind of reasonable, right? So how do I enable that in Pepperstone? It's super easy. Let me show you. So I'm going to click on this trend line over here, right? And all I'm going to do is hit Control-Alt. And suddenly I'm going to get something called a smart line pop-up. As you can see here, it's working this ticket. All I got to do is simply choose stop loss. In this particular case, I'm going to control my risk. I'll show you how I'm going to do a stop loss. I'm going to do 50% of my stop right over here, 50. And I'm actually, sorry, I have to choose the ticket, right? I'm going to choose this particular ticket because I've already long the position. And I'm just going to save this right now at 50% of the stop loss. And you can see that it's going to stop loss right over here, 50% of my position, right? Close 50% of my position. Now, the other 50% of my position, I want to do over here. So again, I'm just going to simply sit Control-Alt, hit that, hit this particular line, again, hit this ticket, and leave the other trend line as 50% of my position. See how smart it is, by the way? This software already knows that I've committed 50% of my position to a higher stop loss, so I can't do 100%. It's not going to allow me to do anything except the exact choice that I want. So in this particular case, another 50% or less. Now, look how cool this is. Visually, what's going to happen is if this thing triggers the trend line, as I've drawn it here, it's going to lose half my position, so I'm going to reduce my risk. If it triggers the other half line, if it continues to fall down, it's going to lose the other 50% of my position, all automatically, all visually. And I can do the same thing on the exit side. I can say, you know what? I'm looking at these trends, and I think if it kind of takes out this particular trend line, so I'm going to go to my trend line tool here, and let's draw it over here. Let's just say if it takes out this particular trend line, I want to be gone with the whole position. And those of you who are massive technicians and are screaming at me that my trend lines are not straight and that they're not really accurate and I'm really not doing a proper job with trend lines, I fully agree with you. This isn't about drawing good trend lines. This is about showing you how you can use this incredibly unique tool to manage risk, which is really what I'm all about. So here, I can simply say, yeah, If this thing gets up to like around 1322, somewhere where this trend line like meets this horizontal resistance, which is really, in my opinion, the true resistance on this chart, then I want to be out the whole thing. I want to be out the whole thing. So how do I do that? Again, same kind of a thing. I just click on it. I go Control Alt, click on this. I get Smart Lines, choose my ticket, and now I'm going to work on the take profit component of it. And here I'm just going to make it simple. I'm going to say 100% get me out. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I'm going to take my profits. I'm going to hit save, and boom, right over here, this is going to take me out at 100% on take profit as it hits my trend line. Very cool, right? I mean, tell me this isn't the coolest thing you've seen, because the ability to kind of vertically, visually get yourself out on a both risk and reward basis is incredibly unique and very simple to do. Super simple to do here with the ability of the mini terminal in the Pepperstone Smart Tools. So the last thing I want to show you guys is this little component here called Pepperstone Connect, and I'm going to drag it onto. Actually, you know what? Let's put this on the Aussie chart. I'm going to drag it onto the Aussie chart and allow DLL imports. Always allow DLL imports to run all of these nice little things, and you're actually going to get a tab that takes you to the Pepperstone webpage. And this is a very useful little tool because it has a lot of just incredibly useful resources, not the least of which is the calendar. So you can click the calendar, you can get all of the economic data right then and there. And it's very cool, right? It's just sort of very, very cool. You know exactly where the data set goes, you know what's coming up, what's just passed. Super useful. Another very useful resource just off this Pepperstone Connect is the MT4 user guide. Those of you who want the full user guide, you can get a PDF, and right now I'm actually we'll be downloading it into my station. I don't need to, so I'm just gonna say cancel. But this will allow you to really, really get to the nitty-gritty. And those of you who are like me, who are both visual and textural, and like to look at things first and then kind of reaffirm all your knowledge textually, this is a great way for you guys to complement this course by downloading the MT4 user guide and then textually reaffirming a lot of the things that I've taught you in this course. And then last but not least, you can also manage your account, which is super cool. You can click in here and log into your secure client area, manage everything, your payments, your deposits, your withdrawals, anything that you like. You can do it all from this little click. So sort of a single click to multiple resources applet called Pepperstone Connect, just the final cherry on the icing of the Pepperstone Smart Tools. Hope you guys really enjoyed this. I absolutely love every one of these tools, and I hope you guys will use them for as long as you trade. Boris Schlossberg, over and out.